The first one in high school is that we are getting close to the month of June. This means that we have basically April, May, June, July. This is the period during which we have internships. And that's the period also that all students in general get a little bit worried about how to get an internship, what I have to prepare to get an internship, how do I get the contacts, and stuff like that. Recently, during my online private design sketching course, I have one of my students from Canada that is also searching for an internship. So we went through his portfolio. We decided together what we have to improve, what we have to take off out of the portfolio to make sure that he gets only the best drawings, the best projects. And of course, when you are applying for an internship, you cannot pretend to have a huge portfolio full of nice projects, very professionally done. We know that. But at the same time, you have to be very careful how you put together the portfolio that you can put together, the one you have, according to the projects that you already have, to make sure that you have a certain quality to offer, so that the companies that will look at that portfolio, your CV, that will be probably interested, and I hope it for you, interested to contact you and offer you an internship. In general, the internship is during Christmas time, during summertime. And then there is another period for internship that is February, March, April, or January, February, March, according to the schools. In general, in USA, for American schools, it's during summer. Okay, summertime is a good time to make internships. All right, but for some European schools, like in Italy, for example, also in France, we know that you can get an internship also in January, in February, or in March. So you understand that you have basically two periods of times during a year, full year, scholastic year, during which you could apply for internship, whether it's in America or in Europe or even abroad, like in China or in Japan. Okay, so portfolio. Now, what type of portfolio you have to prepare for an internship? We know, as I said at the beginning, that we are not expecting the final portfolio for an internship. But for sure, what we are looking for when we receive internship applications is that portfolio shows already that you know how to sketch really well. That's very important. That your sketches are really well done, which means that you don't have any perspective problem, that your wheels are really well done, okay, in perspective, that proportions are good. And there is also another thing, that your skills in sketching, in renderings, in illustration are also kind of good. Okay, we know that you probably you did not reach yet the highest level of your capacity because you still have some school years to do to make, but still, internship will be, how can I say, a way to select, the best students that still have a year and a half or 2 years of school, so that the company can look the evolution of that student after the internship, and if it's interested, the company will follow that student until the diploma day, the bachelor, to make sure that it has a very strong option before other companies, of course. So you understand that the portfolio, once again, it's very, very important. Now, how do you organize a portfolio for an internship? Well, basically, as the same organization if it were the final portfolio. What it's gonna change is the amount of the number of projects, because you will not have as many projects as final portfolio, because you are in the middle, basically of your school time. So we have to make together a portfolio with what we have. And this is the reason why I always say a lot of people prepare your portfolio, think of your internship portfolio in advance, at least 2-3 months. Why? Because when you get to the point where the companies will answer to your CV and they will ask you right away to send a PDF format portfolio via email, you don't have much time to say, okay, I will send it to you in 1 month because I have to redo some stuff. You don't have that time. So this means that you have to start, that's prevention. You have to start a lot before, I would say a month and a half, 2 months before you send that internship application, to make sure that you have the time to redo some work if it is necessary. Because when you put a portfolio together for an internship, you have to go through the same process that you will go through for the final portfolio at your bachelor time. So what is this process? But it's very simple. First of all, you have to collect all the work you have. Everything. Sketches, illustrations, digital work, photos, pictures. If you have a model, take photos of your model. If you have some digital stuff, take very nice HD, high definition shots from your with your software or from your computer. Wherever you have videos, put everything together. Then once you collect everything, we have to separate in session. So you will have one session which will be sketching, because you want to show how you think. And the best way to show how you think is by putting together a series of excellent sketches, the best sketches you have, that they can be also black and white. They can be monochromatic sketches. But you have to do something like that. Because we, on the other hand, when we look at your work, we go first to check your sketches, and mainly your freehand sketches. Because there we discover your sensibility, in sketching freehand with a pencil or with a pen. We understand the sense of proportions that you already have. We will understand what type of skills, what level of skills you have. And that's already very important information for us, because that will tell us if you are eligible to be part of a team, or our design team, okay, even only for a few months. Then there is another aspect that is very important. After that, we see that you can sketch, and you can draw, you can render. We will look at your, ciao Orval, welcome back. We will go and check the level of creativity that you express, okay, that you show. And that's very important, because as you know, to be a designer means to sell your creativity. We are buying your creativity. We pay you for your creativity. So creativity is very important. And when we talk about creativity for an internship, it's a little bit more difficult than for a final portfolio, because during your first year and a half, you did not have enough time to exercise your creativity to the limits. You don't know yet your limits. And this is another reason for which I always tell you, think out of the box right away. Because what you want to do when you get into the school is to experiment. You don't want to do things that are very traditional, or that look like today's restylings, because we are not interested in that. So your projects, your sketches, your digital work must show a very good creativity. And I tell you one thing, when we go and look at your sketches, we of course analyze the level of your skills. And as we said at the beginning, The level of your skills is your sketching ability, perspective, sense of proportions, that your wheels, I say this again because this is one of the most common mistakes, that your wheels are very well placed on your perspective drawings, the ellipses, the minor arcs. And by the way, there are several videos I made about this, okay? Don't do this, but do that. So please, if you have doubts, go and check it out. If you want, you can buy my ebook where there is a full section about how to draw wheels correctly on your car sketches, okay? And by the way, for those that just arrived, I would like to remind you, ciao, Sibyl, ciao. And I just would like to remind you that there are two types of membership possible to support this channel, my channel, okay, thanks to you. So there is the first one, it's just fun supporter, okay? It's $1.99 per month. And with that, you can support this channel to buy materials, so that I can keep on producing my content, hoping that you like my content, okay, that is useful to you. And that's the easy way and the cheapest way. You can also have 15% discount on my ebooks. Then there is a second option, and there is a video where I explain all that. There is a second option that is the one probably already everybody knows, which is a $4.99 per month. And that one will give you, of course, will give me more money per month to support the channel and the content, but also you will have one specific video per week just dedicated to members and 50% discount on my ebooks, okay? So I just want to remind you that. Then, of course, if you love my videos, you have the super thanks, the super sticker, the super chat, whatever you want to tip me, and that will be, of course, very well appreciated. Thank you. Hey, Rajat, I am fine, thanks. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, as I was saying, we look the level of your skills, but then there is another thing that comes out when we look at your portfolio. We try to analyze the level of your creativity. And believe me, we know that you are only in school since a year and a half or maybe 2 years if it is a 4 years university, okay? So we know that. But still, we check between all the portfolios, applications that we receive for an internship, we compare that type of level between students coming from different type of schools. And that's how we make our choices, okay? In giving that place, because there are not many places in internship. In general, when I was an internship tutor in my company where I worked for, I had only one guy for 3 months or 4 months at the time. I never had 2 or 3, There is a question. Mr. Chirac, I very happily practice circles and lines, but when I lay the wheelbase, suddenly all my career gets lost. Please help. Yeah, Chirac. Chirac, there is a video that I made that is called How You Make a Side View, okay? Go and check out the videos where I explain how to make a side view, because I am sure that video can help you a lot, okay? And just in case it doesn't, you can always come back to me via Instagram in chat, show me some of your sketches, JPEGs, and then I will give you a feedback, okay? No problem, with pleasure. All right, so I was introducing the topic of the competition, because when you send a portfolio, we don't receive only your portfolio, your application. We receive several, maybe 10, 15 sometimes. So, and we have only one place, or maybe 2, but in 2 different type of studios. So, this is the reason why I always say, prepare yourself in advance so that you can make the best selection of your sketches, the best selection of your color sketches, the best selection of your digital work, if you have any, and the best selection of your model photos or pictures, if you have models, okay? Then you must have another little section that is called, in American, we used to say, you're welcome, Shirak. It's called miscellaneous, okay? What is it? It's simply a collection of your artwork. Do you like to make photos, black and white photos? Put some of your photos to show your other passion, your other hobby. Do you like to paint? Put some pictures of your paintings. That would be very nice. Do you like to make logos or cartoon? Put some of your drawings. Put some of your graphics. So that is a miscellaneous collection of your hobby, of your other artwork. Everything. If you do sculpture, put pictures of your sculptures. That would be great. And this is the I would say, you have to find the best for each session, okay? Then you must have a couple, maybe a couple or 3 or 4 projects. And probably you don't have a lot of work for each project. It doesn't matter. But please, make sure that if you have 2 or 3 projects, you always follow the same type of order, okay? Of sequence. You have one project, maybe you put one slide in which you show your mood board, your inspiration, some materials, pictures, so that people can understand what is your inspiration and why you are sketching that object or that car or that interior in that way. Okay, so that is just as an introduction to your concept. Then you have to put your freehand sketches, and then color sketches, and then your digital work if you're already using Photoshop. Okay, so the sequence for the project, for each project, is always the same, so that when we get that portfolio, we understand that there is a logic sense in the order of your portfolio. When we go and check your general work, we see that the order you organized to show us, it makes sense. And when we go and check your few projects, we can check that you are following the same logic. Therefore, for us, it would be very easy to understand the project, to follow your project, and to get an idea, an overall idea of your level in terms of skills, creativity. Now, you have to understand that there is also another important aspect, that is a plus other than skills and creativity. And that's the human factor. As I say always, the human factor. And that one comes out when you have the opportunity to make an interview. When you talk to the company, when you have your interview, that moment, that 20 minutes, I don't know how many, or maybe 30 minutes or 5 minutes, are extremely important, because there you put on the table not only your capacity, your capability in sketching and in being a creative student and having a good portfolio, but you put in front of everybody how you are, who you are. So that's the human factor. And remember, in 7 seconds, this is according to the psychologists and studies, it takes 7 seconds to get an idea of a person. So you have 7 seconds to make sure that the idea that we get of you, it's positive. Because if in those 7 seconds is negative, that thing counts a lot into the decision making between you and other people. So those 7 seconds are very important. maybe there are 10 seconds, or maybe 1 minute, okay? I don't want to be, I don't want you to be rigid, okay, on that. But what I'm trying to say, that today, it's a little bit more like a short video on YouTube, where you have 3 seconds to make an excellent introduction, to make sure that the video is watched until the end. Or like the video I make, I can see that the videos in which I have a better introduction are the ones that keep people on my video for a longer time. Watching statistics, I understand that. And I know it's not very simple. Ciao, Only Striker. Welcome back. Glad you are here. So I know that it's not that easy, to be always perfect in 7 seconds. I know. I also, when I make my videos, my introduction, sometimes I say, come on, Luciano, you could have done better than that. We are all human, But anyway, don't worry too much. But it's important to know. Okay? That's important, that you know. So, when I say all that, you understand that to prepare a portfolio for an internship, it's not an easy task. It's not just, okay, I get my drawings, I come from a good school, my stuff is good because my teacher says that I'm good, and I know that I get that job, that internship. It's not so true. Because one thing you have to realize, and I said it again and again, you will be in competition with students that come from other schools, even from your own school. And therefore, you have a higher competition. I give you an idea. When we receive internship requests at work, I receive around maybe 10, 15 emails and few messages between LinkedIn, sometimes also on Instagram. Very rare on Instagram. More on LinkedIn, and then directly via email. But I'm not the only one at work, because I have my colleagues that are managers. I have colleagues that are design directors. And of course, they are the first ones. They are the first target, to receive those emails. And they also receive those emails. So, if we think about numbers, you realize that between me and 4 or 5 others in one studio, or between, 100 people working all together, there are probably 80 emails, 80 or 90. And between those 90 applications, the selection will be made. And probably 90 only for 2 places between June or July and September. You understand? So that's why I say you should pay attention to your portfolio, because if you find that you don't have enough work in one of the sessions, we talked about at the beginning of this live stream, then you have to do some work, some extra work, because you want to make sure that in each session you have at least 5-10 slides, so that you can put together a mini portfolio with at least 70, 75, 80 slides, according to sketches, color sketches, digital work, miscellaneous, and the projects put all together, Because if you have only 40, and we go through your portfolio in less than a minute, it will look like it's poor. It's like it's missing stuff. And if you have a portfolio that is poor, what do we think? Maybe this guy just improved at the last 6 months, and everything he done before, it's useless. That's not good. And we don't know, but we think, So that's why I repeat, I say that you have to start putting all your work together, put it on the table, put it on the ground and on the floor, and look at it. And then there is another thing you have to do that is very, very important. You have to take responsibility for this. Once you have all your work on the floor, okay, everything is down there. Section by section, you have to pick up the bad ones, take them out. Even if you like the idea, if you like that concept, but if the drawing is really badly done, you have to take it out, because that thing will hurt you. In general, that's another thing that it's psychological. I can check a nice portfolio. I start looking at the pages or the slides, and then after 3-4 slides, I see a drawing that is really bad, or that has a really bad mistake, like kid's mistake. But that thing is there in that portfolio. When I see that, I say, come on, why did he put it? And even if after that there are some works that are pretty nice, ciao Farouk, ciao, welcome back, I am still thinking of that bad drawing, because I am thinking that you did not assume the responsibility or the maturity to see that that drawing it's a bad one. And this means that I have to try to understand what level of maturity you have. Because when you are working as an internship, you are part of a team. So I have to understand, do I have a little kid with me, or do I have a guy that is showing that it's growing well with responsibility? And that's another thing that comes through the choices you make about your works. Okay, sometimes I received portfolios and there were some really bad drawings. So I asked the guy, why did you put those drawings? What's the reason? And the guy said, yeah, I know I didn't have the time to remake them, but because there is a little detail that I really like, I want to make sure that you look at that detail. But to be honest, I didn't even look at the detail, because I was concentrated on the question why he put that drawing, why did he do it? Of course, the guy was not taken, but for me, that type of reaction, it shows that the person is a little bit too immature. And if I consider that you are too immature, no, then I think that probably you are not ready mentally to integrate a real designer's team, even if you are an intern. Okay? So I hope that I gave you some good information about the internship portfolio and the internship opportunity, how you can play, the game of getting an internship. Now, I would like also to talk a little bit about those that will get a bachelor very soon, because in June or in July, in America, Art Center also in August, you can get a bachelor if you are at the end of your school time. Only strike A seems to be limited to digital media. Does that give a clue that physical media will have more value in the future? I will only strike. I will answer to you just after I finish this topic. The second topic will be fast, and then I will ask to all your questions. Okay, no problem. But just in case I forget, you write again. Okay, you remind me. So this means that if you are at the last year of university or college, at this time, you have to be very, very careful about your final portfolio. And your final portfolio will follow the same organization as the internship portfolio. The only difference is that this time you have really good projects. So you don't have something, to take from here and from there to show your capacity, your drawing skills. This time you have projects to show. But the sequence, the choices to make, the quality to give, the human factor in presenting your portfolio, everything is the same. All right? The big difference is that this time, as I said, you have the real projects. You come at the end of 3 years or 4 years of university. So you are formed, you are trained. And when you get to your interview, you have to be as professional as much as possible. And you can do it because you went through 4 years of university. Therefore, you had all the time to exercise your creativity. You have all the time to perfectionate your creativity and your skills, but also your oral, verbal presentation. The way you present yourself, your body language, the way you have to smile, the way you have to listen more than talking. All the little tricks, that are very important in communication, because as I said at the beginning, the human factor, that human impact, when you present yourself to somebody that you've never seen before, it's very important that it goes really nice and smooth, because that person can open you the door at work, your first job. Okay? So, of course, the most important thing, forget to be arrogant, Roberto, many thanks for the great tips to be aware not to do. Thumbs up. Thank you very much, Roberto. Grazie. Muchas gracias. Hey, by the way, if you want to tip me now, the super sticker, super chat buttons are there, okay? You can tip me or buy me a coffee. Thanks. So, it's very important that human factor thing, that feeling, goes really well, nice and smooth. And how can you do that? I don't know. Nobody can tell you, do this and do that. You will see 100% it's going to work. No, because each one of us is different, And I can tell you also another thing. That I have, for example, an approach with, when I do my presentations, okay? Especially to big bosses, I like sometimes to break the ice, in a funny way, without exaggeration, so that they can smile a little bit, that little thing, a little Italian stuff, or Latino thing, where you, instead of leaving a drama, you leave something that is more nicer, okay? At the same time, I've seen, because of experience, all the times I've done it during 34 years of experience, that in some cases it doesn't work at all. It's even worse. And that's when in my case, those 7 seconds or 10 seconds of the beginning of my presentation were not really excellent. So that was my mistake. Now, which one was my real mistake? Well, very simple. I thought that because I am Italian and everybody say, when Luciano says the jokes, we laugh because he's a funny guy. Okay, but this can work with Italians, with Spanish people, Latino people, French people. But is it gonna work with the German people? Is it going to work with British people? Is it going to work with people from Sweden or with Japanese people? Is it going to work? So when you look at that, you understand that we cannot just use one method, to be nice to everybody and it's going to work with everybody. No, it doesn't work that way. We have to understand a little bit more about other people's culture. Because in some cases, it seems like arrogance. Even if I don't feel that I want to be arrogant, of course not. So, we have to go. I'm telling you those things because I went through that. So I probably teachers don't tell you those things, but I'll tell you. So try to understand that for some nationalities, especially if they are big bosses, some behaviors are very good. The same behaviors for other nationality are a little bit funny, and not perceived as serious. Therefore, we gotta be more careful. Thank you very much. Mr. Price, hello sir. I've studied bachelor in transportation data. Currently working as a UX designer in India. All right, congrats. But I want to do my master in automotive data. What do you think about this decision? Price, you can have your master. Why not? How old are you? You are already a designer, okay? So that's great. But just let me know how old are you, and if you can go, if you can pay to you, or your company eventually can pay to you, sponsor you abroad, like in Italy, in America, I don't know, in Germany, whatever, okay? Write to me, and after I will tell you. Mr. Sanzar, Mr. Bove, a great topic to discuss. Thank you very much. Mr. Muratov, thank you. Yeah, because, I remember that when I was in school, I had a great teacher at the end of Art Center, so it was the last semester before we got our bachelor, that was teaching us all those things about interviews, job interview, how you make your own company, how you become a freelancer, how you sign a contract. I will talk to you about those things, but not today, another time. But what I will tell you is that class really marked me a lot, because it was for the first time somebody was talking to me as a worker, as an employee. Industrial industries affect our career. I'm 25 now. No, Price. Okay, now I answer to you. 25 is perfect age. Don't worry. You are already a designer, okay? All right? You already have a bachelor in transportation design, which is great to make a master. You already a designer that is working already in a transportation design domain, because UX UI, that's what we do also. We have a studio. Every car company has a specific studio today about that. So if you wish to have a master to make how can I say, another experience, and also a more specific experience, professional experience, and learn more about, for example, design management, then you can choose a design management master, and you can do it in Italy, or whatever you want. There are also in India, but I think that in your case, it's always better to go outside your own country, because you learn about different cultures, different ways of doing it, and it's always better than just doing it in your own country. Okay, I'm Italian. I went to study, for example, in America. All right, so that's the advice that I can give you. All right, I hope it was useful. Mr. Sam, I've never tried rendering on paper, but I can do rendering on Photoshop. Will it affect me anyway in the future? Sam, no, you probably won't. But I can tell you one thing, that if you learn how to use markers on a white paper and do a really good job, your digital work will be much, much better. That's for sure. Chirag, hey, Price, can you please drop your Insta? Ok. Eduardo, buonasera signor Bove. Ciao carissimo Eduardo. Bentornato. Now we are 19. I want to remind you again. I have to do some advertising for myself, okay? I want to remind you that there are two options to become member of this channel. You can be just a supporter fan with 99 cents per month, all right? And you get 15% discount on my ebook. Of course, you do this via email. There is instructions on one of my videos about that. So you can do that. You can just join by hitting the button join membership. And you can become a member also, spending a little bit more, $4.99 I guess, and you get only one specific video for members, for those type of members per week, plus 50% discount on my ebooks. All right, you're welcome, Sam. Thank you, sir. Yes, I want to do it abroad, Germany, Italy, or UK. Okay, I'll tell you. If you want to do a master, UK, I suggest you strongly Royal College of Art. Okay, Royal College of Art in London. That's the best one. In Italy, either IAAD, IED in Torino, or SPD in Milano. Those three are really good. Master program are really good. Okay. In IED, there is also clay modeling, just in case you are interested. And in Germany, I suggest you strongly Pforzheim School, because Pforzheim is the best school in Germany, and has a lots of interesting connection with the German automobile industry and design studios in Germany. Okay, so good. Price, is that a live course, sir, or pre-recorded one? No, price is a live course. I teach online in private. If you are interested, ciao Luca. If you are interested, you can contact me via email, okay? Or you can contact me on Instagram, and I will tell you how you can do it. See, God, it wasn't just a feeling I will utilize everything they tell me. I see the struggle among other students anyway. Thank you, Danny. My pleasure. My pleasure. Mr. Will Owls, currently studying automotive design in Coventry. I was there once. What kind of personal project should I set myself for exterior design to build my portfolio? First of all, Will, how many projects do you have? And what type of projects? I think that you must have always a variety of projects in a portfolio. That's one thing I didn't say at the beginning. I apologize for that. I was more concentrated on the organization of the whole thing and the human aspect, But I think that a portfolio is beautiful when there is a variety. I have a small car, I have a moped, an electrical, a motorcycle, I have a van, I have a new mobility device, I have a classic luxurious car, a nice coupe, autonomous driving car, a new scenario. Those you have to target. You have to try to do this type of things. And if you have 3, 4, 5 projects, after each one different from another, hopefully not the same design, so different design, then we are happy, because that's a way to show creativity, and shows also that you like to be worried about different type of problematics, in terms of mobility and new mobility. All right. I hope, Will, I answered to your question. Okay. Sanzar, maybe it's not correct question, but what is the approximate salary for items and June design? Okay. There is I don't answer to you, Sanzar, for one simple reason. Many people answered this to me, And at the beginning I said always, I'm mad, pissed, we do this job for passion, not for the money. If you work well, the money will come, because you will improve your career, you will move from one company to another, and your income will increase. That's normal, and that's good. But if you want to know more in detail, go and check my video. How much a car designer makes? There is a video. Okay? It's very quick, that video. Go and check it out. You have the whole explanation. And that video, I made that video during a live. Okay? Alright? So you have all the answers there. Alright. You welcome, Price. You welcome, Will. Okay. Thank you, Svejomal. Thank you. All right. So Now, I thank you very much. I wish you a very good Easter break. Have fun with your family and friends. Don't eat too much chocolate, okay? But eat chocolate and happy Easter. Ciao, grazie.